Hey everyone, it's me, Skybound here. Today we're going to be doing a double review. It's going to be on the Transformers The Last Night movie review, and also a little review on the Bumblebee solo movie trailer that dropped today, I think. I'm going to talk about the Last Night first. So, Last Night begins with, it's like flashback scene, like during Merlin's time, like when he was battling, and he meets a Transformer. I think it was Scorn because it's red, and he gets his staff, and he brings down other enemies along with the Dinobots, I think, I don't know. Then, let me think what happens next. I think we see Optimus floating in space from when after he went up in space to find his creators. After this, we then cut back to Earth where there's news reports of these spikes coming out of Earth, and I'll explain that later on. After this, I think we cut to these kids where Isabelle is, and then they get attacked by this drone. The Autobots come, and they meet Captain Lennox again, and Sergeant Elps. And after this, they go back to the junkyard with Squeaks and Canopy dies, and let me think what happens next. Let me think. I think what happens next is that they're describing everything about Megatron's return, because apparently, for some reason, in between Age of Extinction and The Last Night, Galvatron went back to being Megatron. They never explained this at all. And Barricade's back because apparently he didn't die in Dark of the Moon. So, okay, then I think after let me think. After this, we then cut to Optimus in space again, where he lands on what's left of Cybertron from Dark of the Moon. Then he meets the creator, or at least I think his creator is called Quintessa. Now that was originally the name of the planet the Quintessons were from, but apparently they changed Quintessa to a female transformer, so it's no longer a planet now. So after this, we then cut back to Earth, I think, where the Autobots were learning a bunch of stuff I don't remember. Wheelie's back, and Bumblebee actually tries getting his voice back, but it's a female voice, so they get rid of it. Decepticons come to attack, so they leave. Nitro and Barricade, and I don't remember the other ones. Onslaught is there, I know. Hooligan and the motorcycle one, I don't remember. Then after this, we then cut to Cogman, who battles them and battles the Decepticons. They were able to get out and head back to him at... I think after this, we then cut to Cybertron again, where Optimus and Quintessa are learning about stuff like how she created them. Then it turns out what's left of Cybertron is actually colliding with Earth, getting ready to collide with Earth, and there's a reason why. Because after this, I think we cut back to England, where we meet Hot Rod, who's French, and I don't like that. I wish they made him American. And we also meet what was his name? Let me think. Anthony Hopkins, its character. We also meet that chick's name, who is the descent of King Arthur. They meet them. There's also this mini jet fighter that only appears for one scene. Then after this, we then cut to a little Easter egg. We get that Sam Witwicky's little eBay shot from the first movie when Barricade was punching in that code. Then after this, we then cut to him. We then learn why it's really heading towards Earth's Cybertron, because it turns out Earth's core is actually Unicron, and that's why it's kind of like Transformers Prime, because in the Transformers Prime, Unicron was actually the core of Earth. And after this, we then Quintessa does something to Optimus, and that turns him into Nemesis Prime. But don't worry, he does eventually turn good. Again, spoiler warning. After this, the Autobots learn about this, so they go back to this like arc thing that was in the ocean that has Merlin's corpse in it. I mean, not Merlin. Oh wait, yeah, it is Arthur's corpse in it. They find the staff with Lennox. Then Optimus comes, and they realize Optimus is bad now, so he's like infected with dark energon. So Bumblebee fights him. Then like somehow Optimus uses Optimus' sword, and it like hits Bumblebee's face, and somehow that gives him his voice back. I don't know how. Then Megatron comes to attack, and then the ship that turns into a jet, I think, comes to those pillars, and I don't know what you call them, Stonehenge, I think. Yeah, that's what you call it, Stonehenge, where a battle ensues because Cybertron begins colliding with Earth and all, And after this, a battle ensues. The Decepticons, the army and the Autobots try to stop the Decepticons, and Quintessa and Cybertron and Megatron. I don't know if Megatron dies or not, but I know Optimus, they stop it by just sending a nuke and blowing up like a piece of it. I don't know what you call it, but I don't remember much about it. After this, Bumblebee then presumably kills Quintessa by shooting her and disintegrating her, and then he says, "Sting like a bee." Then after this, the world gets saved and all, or so what you hope, and Optimus ends with a speech, but there's an after credit scene, that being Quintessa's still alive, and we really get, and we'll never know what happened because there's no Transformers sequel at all, because they've announced a reboot a few months ago. So yeah, there's not going to be a sequel, but there will be a prequel though, and it's called the Bumblebee movie trailer. It's called Bumblebee. That's what I'm going to talk about right now, the Bumblebee trailer movie that just dropped today. So this trailer is actually for the Bumblebee movie that's coming out in December. Originally it was supposed to come out this month, but they pushed it back 6 months. I don't know why. So the trailer begins with Bernie Mac saying his what he told Sam in the first movie, where the driver doesn't pick the car picks the driver, and Haley Steinfeld's character finds Bumblebee in his G1 Volkswagen mode, takes him back to his house, where she finds out where she learns Bumblebee and what Bumblebee actually is. He's more than meets the eye. Then they agree to help each other. There's like some cool action shots in there with John Cena and all. I think John Cena's working for Sector 7, like the pre-Sector 7, because on his shirt it said S7, so I'm not sure if that means Sector 7 exists in this universe, and it exists still. This is a prequel that takes place 20 years before the first 2007 Transformers movie. Then after this is this little cool shot where we get another Transformer that turns into a jet, and I think it's actually Starscream, except he looks completely different than what he is in the first three movies. He looks a lot more like his G1 self. He's not the F-22 Raptor, because this is in 1987, 20 years before the first movie took place in 2007. So after this, we then get the Bumblebee solo movie trailer. It's actually just called Bumblebee. Then after this, there's a little funny scene at the end of the trailer where Haley Steinfeld's character, whose name I don't remember, I think it's Charlie, but it's a little cassette tape to see if that helps Bumblebee talk better, and it's the Rick and roll, and he immediately spits it out. So yeah, there's my review on Transformers the last night, and my review on the new Bumblebee solo movie trailer. Bye.